Hello everyone, welcome to Sinful Gaming. I hope you're all doing well, I hope you're all staying safe, and most of all, I hope you're all fighting that war against the grey. We're here hobbying and hanging out tonight, painting up some of the Crew Boys, getting ready for that launch, whenever that is. I've got some Hobgrots that I'm working on, almost finished these guys up. I've finished up the 20 of the, what are they called, Gut Rippers, 6 of the Bot Boys. Morning, Soren. How are you, mate? I hope you're doing well. So yeah, we'll get these Crew Boys done, and then I've got to start working on Lord of the Rings army, because I have a game of Lord of the Rings on Friday, so we've got to get these finished, and then get working on that Lord of the Rings force. So we're just painting their little butt flap loincloths at the moment. Totally something I did not realize I had is those little patches of cloth at the back there. The only way I can tell it's patches of cloth is because you've got these little stitchings. I really didn't notice it at first. Oh, nice. I look forward to seeing them, Soren, as I always look forward to seeing your hobby, man. Non-metallic metal is extremely hard for me to do. Color blindness sort of screws me there. It's really hard for me to see blends that are way too close together. And for me, getting armies ready for battle reports and stuff like that, I found non-metallic metal just doesn't have the same pop on a camera. Like that style of camera. Obviously, it looks really nice when photographed, but on a video recording, it just doesn't. It doesn't warrant the time I put into it. Courtesy Bear, looking forward to playing some games eventually. Yeah, man. I hope you can get some games in. I know so many people the channel really started taking off just at the start of all this madness across the world. You're in Victoria, dude. I feel super sorry for you. You guys have just gone back into lockdown, so. That sucks, man. But yeah, I know so many people that started the hobby during lockdown, and the channel started really taking off to that next level when lockdown started. I probably got into it at the right, the channel really started doing stuff at the right sort of time and getting into it more, and it sort of exploded from there. But the amount of people I know that are in the Discord that have jumped on the channel since then that are still looking for their first game. Oh, nice. If you can't tell, accent-wise, I am from Australia. I'm from South Australia, man. You're lucky in Victoria. There are some fantastic communities in Victoria. So when you can play games, you'll have some fantastic people to play against. I know a lot of the people out in Bendigo's clubs and all that sort of stuff. Other Melbourne and Victorian locals, so you got a really good community out that way. So when you can get out to games, you'll have a good time. But yeah, we're just powering through Hobgrots because hopefully. That battle time's not too far away. I've only got once the 40 Hobgrots are done, I've just got characters left to do. Oh, nice. Yeah. If you're just out from Bendigo, if you haven't already, check out Measured Gaming. They're a fantastic bunch of dudes. So yeah, check out Measured Gaming. They're the local group for Age of Sigmar in Bendigo. Your son's grabbed a 3D print. I'd love a 3D printer, but the only place I've got that it can go is in this room, and so by having it in this room, it means it would be that noise behind battle reports. Josh, I totally would, man, if I could. I can't. SA unfortunately has a hard lockdown on everyone. Doesn't matter where you are from. 2 weeks quarantine. Anything outside of the South Australian borders is 2 week lockdown. 2-week quarantine, and yeah, I just can't commit to anything out of the state. And it doesn't even matter what state it's from now. And so it's just after the last fiasco of getting a little outbreak from people traveling from Melbourne and stuff and Sydney, our government's not pulling punches on any of our quarantine restrictions now. But I wish you all the best with it, man. I would love to get out to regional New South Wales. I'm good friends with, well, you probably recognise on the channel, Biggie is out in Young in New South Wales, so I'm good mates with quite a few of them. I don't know where in New South Wales you are, but I'm sure I could make something work in that area eventually. I can't wait to get back to traveling around the country for events, and you know what? It'll be nice because eventually, once this is hopefully all passed in a year, in another year, maybe 2, maybe 3, maybe 5, maybe 25. Who knows? It does seem like it's never ending, but I guess that's the being locked up part that makes it seem like that. But when it is, I can't wait to get traveling. My kids will be a little bit older. They'll be able to experience traveling around a lot more, which will be nice. And well, me and the wife never got our honeymoon, so we got married in January, just before the first waves of everything hit. So we've never been on a proper honeymoon. So depending what part of New South Wales, maybe we'll be able to sneak away. Awesome. Yeah. Well, if there is another one in a year when I can actually attend, I might have to hit up Biggie and see whether I can go hang out. But that'd be really cool. Yeah, that's just my feeling. So my reasoning too is one of my nephews has cerebral palsy. So we can't go near him at all if we're sick at any time, at the best of times. So current situation, I would much rather see my family like that. So travel is just not happening for me. Doesn't matter how little cases are until there's no lockdowns ever. I'm not comfortable with it. But onto happier and brighter things. I'm glad there's an event, and I really hope you can get running it properly there, Josh. So I do hope it. I hope everything in New South Wales goes well so that you can run it. It's not long now before I've got Cinderful GT. So Cinderful GT is fast approaching. I put up the players pack for that. That's running on the 6th and 7th of November, the first weekend of November. And I am really excited. We've got 40 players signed up. Every one of them is an Adelaide local, which is the best thing about it. We went from SAGT early last year, which had 40 players, but was only about 20 locals, to now a full 40-player event with nothing but locals, so like a double in size, which is awesome. Can't wait to run that. What did I pick for the scenarios? I might just pull up the players pack. I'll read out scenarios we chose. So yeah, I'll check out the players pack and I'll let everyone know what scenarios we ended up choosing for it and see what people think. For those who've managed to play a couple of games. There's been some really cool events happening across the world. Like, look, if people want to go to events, people can go to events. I have no problem with them. Yeah, so I'll probably use Twitter as my main source of updates, or maybe the Facebook page. Either way, probably on both, and curate it from there. But it'll be fun. It'll be probably, depending how Queensland go, like, because RuneX is on the same weekend as it. Just unfortunate clash of when we could get the venue in current times. But who knows with RuneX, as Queensland's starting to get cases again, so we'll see. So yeah, what have we chosen? Battle plans wise, game 1 will be First Blood. I think we have a ton of new people going to the event. It'll be, I think it's going to be like about half the field's first ever GT, and probably half of that, and probably a quarter of the field's first ever event at all. So with that being said, I've chosen First Blood as the first scenario just because I think it is the most stereotypical scenario in the new one. You got 3 objectives. You get 1 for controlling 1 for controlling 2, 1 for controlling more. There are 3 objectives on the table. Your deployment is pretty simple. I mean, those corner deployments in the new maps are so easy to work out now with the new table size and how it's corded on the deployment. So I think that's a really good first scenario just to kick the event off in the right way. It's a well done scenario. It's not got any sort of parts that break it or anything like that, but definitely a fun scenario to start with. Then got Tectonic Interference, which is effectively what did it used to be called? Shifting objectives. It's effectively shifting objectives, which I think out of all the random scenarios, that is my favorite because it rewards the ability to move around the table and plan to fight on different fronts. So it requires armies to have at least 2 places of power, which is cool. And then scenario 3, we went Marking Territory, which is, I mean, it's the new Knife's Edge or Blood and Glory, where you can split your pack because you have the players that play for the minor or play for the draw, and then you have the players that play for a major, and those that get the major will be the ones that continue on trying to win the event. So I'm a big fan of scenarios that help split the pack like that, because it means your day 2 is going to be people really fighting against people they should be, and make sure their day 2 games are going to be the most fun they can, which is really what I'm looking for in the event, because like I said, there's so many new people. I want this event to be super fun for people to play. Scenario 4 is perhaps, I think, my favorite scenario out of the GHB now, and that is Survival of the Fittest. So this is a really interesting scenario. You've got the objectives on the table as well, but you get additional. So at the start of the game, you get to pick these 3 of your units, and your opponent picks 3 of their units to be called Predator units. Now, what these units must do during the game is you get an extra point for every one of your opponent's Predator units that one of your Predator units kills. I really love this dynamic. I played a game with it on the channel. You can go find it. It's the only game we've got with Blades of Corn for 3.0. So it's my, I believe it's my Living City army. No, it's my Blackheart Corsairs. It's my Scourge Privateer army versus Blades of Corn, and it was such a fun scenario. I enjoyed it so much. Like, he picked his 3 Bloodthirsters, so he had Scarbrand and 2 other Bloodthirsters as his units, and then I had my 2 big blocks of 30 Corsairs and a Black Dragon as mine, and it was so much fun. Like, him hunting, he was trying to like avoid my Black Dragon, but then hunt down my Privateer units, and it ended up that the Dragon got 2 of the Bloodthirsters and caused Scarbrand to go run in a corner. But you can go watch the full game if you want. But I think it's just a fantastic scenario. Was so much fun. It really requires an extra layer to the game that's not overly complicated, but it's fun as well. Like, and it also forces armies that require on their big heavy hitters, things like Gotrek and Archaon and all that, to actually go fight it out with those models, to have those big things fight the other things that can actually kill them, which I think is an awesome thing for the game. And then game 5 is Feral Foray. Now that's the 6 objectives, burn them, 1. I believe that's much more like the... Yeah. And so that will be game 6. So I think there's a good split of scenarios. I purposely avoided the hero one in the pack just because I feel there are so many powerful superheroes, things like Archaon, especially that I don't want to include hero-based missions because I feel Archaon, Nagash just can easily sort of tip those games in one person's favor and not make for an enjoyable game. I wanted a random game in there, so it will, there's requiring a bit of luck to get to the end of the event. So that's why Tectonic Interference is in there. Just a little bit of luck, but also you can counteract Tectonic Interference with good positioning because it's really not that far split. Survival of the Fittest is really going to just get people playing and really going for it, much the same as Marking Territory. Those 2 scenarios are in there to really force people to play for the major win and risk that loss for the major win, is what I like about those scenarios there. And then what did I do for scoring? So scoring, I've done something. So you get like a certain amount of points. So you get 100 points for a win. You get 50 points for a minor win, 25 for a draw, 10 for a minor loss, and nothing for a major loss. But in addition, you score 5 victory points for each of your battle tactics completed over the course of the event and 10 victory points for each grand strategy. So these are sort of your secondaries, but they in turn act as your tiebreakers as well. They just tiebreak directly into your scoring. And then, so they obviously will be your tiebreakers. Should 2 people be tied, we look at who completed the most battle tactics first, who completed the most grand strategies most, and then at the end, and then third tiebreaker will be head-to-head. And so it shouldn't need to get past there. Head-to-head is first, and then we go into our 3 tiebreakers, which will be VP, which will be battle tactics, grand strategies, and then at that point, you can... I think I put it's the quickest to do a 100-meter sprint. The quickest in a 100-meter sprint as our 4th tiebreaker. Okay, something stupid. At that point, who cares? You tiebreakers. It'll matter in the top, but the top will be head-to-head. And yeah, so that should be a bit of fun for the event. And so I just finished all my base coats on my Hogbrots. So just while we wait for them to dry, we're just going to go over here and put some auric flesh on these ones. If you're in the comments as well, let us know what hobby you've been doing lately, what you've been working on. Love to hear from everyone what hobby's been getting done. But yeah, so I'm really looking forward to the event. It should be a ton of fun. So who knows what will be at the end of Cinderful GT. I'm hoping like next year when we do Cinderful GT, like we can get some awesome people across. Oh, that corn army shooter sounds sweet, man. Dude, I have a really big love for the corn models. I've got a ton under there. I really want to get painting a corn army up. I love just the blood reavers and everything. All the mortal units look amazing. The corn units, I think, the most remind me more than any other unit in the Chaos range as like the evil counterparts as Stormcast. They look like Blood Warriors look to me like how Chaos Space Marines look to normal Space Marines. They look like that true chaotic counterpart, which I think is really nice. It's probably why I like them so much, to be honest, because I love Stormcast. But speaking of Space Marines, I'll be painting up a Black Templar army soon. So the plan is to get back into 40k with the release of Black Templars. So got a couple of Space Marine armies, some Eldar, and some Necrons to paint up for 40k. Ooh. All right, so my simple answer, you courtesy bear, do you have a screaming bell already? That will determine what I tell you is your next buy. If you have a screaming bell and you don't have a Vermin Lord yet, I would say the Vermin Lord first, without a doubt, because you want to. Yeah. All right. So courtesy bear, I would definitely say get that Vermin Lord next, because you want to, when you play a game, have that Vermin Lord to summon should you ever roll that 13 on the bell. Like he's a thing you get for free in a game potentially, so that is why I would suggest him first. I love Thankor. He's one of my favorite character models in the game. But yeah, I would grab the Vermin Lord first, just so you've got the thing that you can actually use for free in a game. Nice. Yeah, I've got the Zinch army up there, so there's about 1,500 points of Zinch. Might be. So the ones that are red are actually picked up from Doom and Darkness. If you've ever watched his channel, watched his Beast of Chaos, or the beasts you've seen on my channel, the red ones. So they're his old Beastmen, but then I plan to repaint them up in the Darkwalker scheme that I've been using. I went for one of the 3 main Brayherd schemes because that way I can always do them as marked beasts if I want. That was my decision, Gerhan. I just love the Darkwalker scheme as well. Elden Warden, yeah, like I will seriously be looking at getting some Mirkwood elves. If you can't tell, like Legolas is a major influence on what I like in fantasy worlds. So I definitely will be investing in Mirkwood eventually for the Lord of the Rings. I've got my first game of Lord of the Rings this coming Friday, so I've got my Eastlings. I'm going to get them painted up before Friday. They should not take me long with how sort of simple Lord of the Rings minis are. Could probably smash out that force in a day if I really wanted to, which is what I'm probably going to do. I just want to get them tabletop ready at least, and then I can work on them properly later. But yeah, I'm really excited to get a Lord of the Rings game in. So we should have a bat rep of my very first Lord of the Rings game probably up next week. Yeah. Yeah, Elden Warden, I didn't even see your question, but yeah, that'll, yeah, the plan is to get other games on the channel. As you can see, we've already started doing Warcry. Warcry is easy because it's literally just using the models we already have. And So yeah, we will be getting into other games on the channel. We're looking at getting some Warhammer Skirmish done, some Warhammer Quest, Warhammer 40k, as I've mentioned just before. Lord of the Rings. Like, there's so few Lord of the Rings battle reports out there. And the Elder Scrolls miniature game as well at the moment will be the other ones I sort of look into. Elder Scrolls is going to be the first non-GW game we look at, just because I'm a big fan of the Elder Scrolls lore and stuff, so that'll be a big thing while we're doing that. I like the minis, and I love the lore, so... Wolf Wars, yeah. Yeah, like Lord of the Rings is a fun game. It's a very different system to anything Warhammer does. My brother, who helps me with a lot of stuff on the channel now, you've watched him do heaps of back reps with me. He's coming around playing more games. He's a really big Star Wars fan, so there's every chance you'll see some. There's every chance you'll see some Star Wars in the near future. As the channel starts to do better and better like it has been, I can like put more time into it. Yeah, I'm hoping with Lord of the Rings. So, I wouldn't be surprised if there's going to be a nice big resurgence in the game, and like next year, obviously with the Amazon series set to come out in 2022. I think we're likely to see a big resurgence of the game. So that's what I hope anyway. Yeah, nice. Yeah, Eastlings were just... I picked up the Eastlings cheap. I also just picked up some Rohan cheap. So I've got Eastlings and Rohan. My mate has... what did he say here? So he's got Isengard for evil. So that'll be able to go against my Rohan for a little bit once I get them painted up. And then he's got... pretty sure... What did he say here? He's got an Arnor army. Yeah, the ruins, the whole, like... Yeah, all that terrain and the new Witch King model looks really cool. Elden Warden. So, really looking forward to that. Yeah, new battle tomes would be nice. They finally gave us the information saying, like, yeah, they've been delayed. Look, I don't care if they get delayed. I just like to know. Well, I'm glad most of you are happy that we're going to be doing Lord of the Rings. Like, I'm excited to play a game. And so hopefully I can get my mate around for more games. And as I learn, I can start teaching my brother how to play. And then we can start playing more. I mean, it just takes time with all of that. But people that help support the channel, whether just watching videos on YouTube members, Patreon, or whatever. Like, everyone's been helping a heap, and the channel can do more and more thanks to everyone just watching videos and all of that jazz, because it just means the channel just grows more. Which I should say at the moment, if you haven't already, go and like the video. It helps more people find this video here, and come and join us. If you're not already, jump in our Discord server and come chat with everyone there. We've got a nice little community on Discord. Yeah, like, I think that's the point with Sinful Herald. Like, it just allows people to keep up with the news. Not everyone has the time to go read Warhammer Community, and I think a big part of that is not everyone understands everything that comes out as well. And it's putting that stuff into context for people on what it means for their game and what it means for their hobby and what it means for the models. Planning to shift from Stormcast to Cities Wanderers base, from Allies to Stormkeep to Cities of Sigmar. So what exactly do you mean? Are you like, so you've got a Stormcast army, is what I'm gathering, and you want to like transition into a Cities army. So you're wondering what Wanderers units could be good in your Stormkeep army? Is that it to start with? Some like first buys. Because so the thing I look at when looking at Stormkeep and when looking at cities or armies like that can have those units in them. Yeah, and if people want to, they can go read the whole article themselves. I fully encourage everyone to go read the Warhammer community articles after they watch my videos, or and sort of make your own decisions as well. Like, that is a big point of them, is to draw attention to the news articles that are there, so you can go read them as well and make up your own mind and get more eyes on Warhammer community, because like, it's surprising how little people know that thing exists. I talk to so many hobbyists so often, and they're like, "Oh, where does this news come from?" I'm like, Warhammer community. And just surprised me how little people actually know that place exists. I'm like, this is like where all the info comes from. All right, so Ian, so generally when I look at something to bring in an army like that of a coalition unit, it's got to do one of two things. So A, it either needs to do something my army can't do. Well, it needs to do one of a few things. So it either needs to do something your army can't do, or do it better than any of your options, or it needs to be a cheap alternative or to something. It needs to either be outright better or vastly cheaper. They're the two things I look at when bringing in coalition units. I think the one that stands out for me from a Wanderer's perspective is definitely looking at Sisters of the Watch, the Archers. I think they do so much better shooting than anything in Stormcast. I think a block of them is definitely an option, of 20 of them. My other option would be Eternal Guard. I think Eternal Guard are a really good defensive unit, and are rock solid. So, yeah, you're getting more bodies on there for a cheaper cost. So they would be my two suggestions. I don't think any of the other units sort of do anything better. Wildwood Rangers are very specific in what they do, and I think in general you can probably make better use of Protectors if you really want some Monster Hunters. As much as I love Wildwood Rangers. Elden Morning, yeah, totally. I'm just getting back into 40k. We put up a video the other day, this morning or today, rather talking about Black Templars, and I'll be doing up some Black Templars for the new Codex supplement. So really looking forward to getting that. Yeah, Nomad Prince is surprisingly good in combat. At the tournament the other day, my Nomad Prince went in and killed 2 Iron Guts in the round. So he hit and wounded with everything, and they failed all their saves because he's neg 1 damage too, so he killed 2 Iron Guts. Also, his bird is amazing. Neg 1 to cast, unbind, dispel, and hit. It is a really solid rule he has there. Also, the fact he gives out the aura of +1 to hit is really solid. He's just a really good hero. And a 3-up base save as well. So, it's really easy to make him really hard to remove. Yeah, I've got a Craftworld's army as well. They'll be one of the first things. So the 4 armies we've got on the channel, I've got to paint up. I've got 2 different Space Marine armies. So I've got Emperor Spears and Black Templars being painted up. And then I've got Craftworld Elder, Harlequins, and Necrons. So that'll be my plans for all of that. You should hopefully see 40k start to be on the channel when the Black Templars are released. That'll be the plan, is have Black Templars ready to go. Probably fighting some Necrons or something I can paint up easy, or get one of my mates on with his Chaos Space Marines. No worries, Ian. Glad I could help, mate. If you ever have any questions as well, jump in our Discord server. It's linked in the description of the video. If you're not already on there, jump in there, and you can always ask questions of me in there. You can always get in contact with me really easily through that. And if you're not on Discord, Sinful Gaming on Facebook or on Twitter, you'll be able to find and contact me if you have any other questions at all ever. Always happy to help. No worries. Have a good day, Elden Warden. That sucks, Soren. Debase Gaming, good evening, mates. Hope you're doing well. So I probably won't grab too many on launch, I'll say that, just because I've got the GT to sort of worry about. That's eating up most of my funds, but probably come Christmas, I mean, that'll be what I asked the wife for Christmas, I reckon. Or normally I ask for one of the big battle boxes for Christmas, and she'll buy me one of those, and that'll be so cool to paint up. I would like the All Dragon Army. Both of them. Painting a bedroom today. Nice. Oh, nice. Painting a Stormcasted, busy painting 8 tables for local game store. Nice. Always good to help out local game stores. Our community that I've got now here in South Australia wouldn't be what it is without the great couple of game stores we have up my way. Both Dragon's Lair Salisbury, who has been nothing but an avid and amazing supporter of the channel and everything we try to do for the community to bring more people in. They just do so much for us. Really do go above and beyond. And Tabletop Warfare is also absolutely amazing as well. Both just doing really good things to help the community grow. Nice. I mean, yeah, that's all I can do and help. Like, oh, nice. I'm up north, so Elizabeth area. Both those stores I mentioned, Dragon's Lair and Salisbury, obviously. Matt3452. Who knows, man? I really have no idea on the old world updates. Like, they are so sporadic and like they could just drop out of the blue. Like, you could be waiting a month. You could get one next week. You could get one in 3 months' time. It's so hard with old world. I'm looking forward to painting up a couple of fantasy armies. I've got 3 fantasy armies on my shelf. So I've got an Empire Knight army. I've obviously got Wood Elves, and I've got some Dwarves as well. So the plan is to hopefully get all them painted and do some 8th Ed battle reports on the channel eventually. But, you know, that is more stuff to paint, but we will get there. I mean, as the channel continues to grow and grow, like I say, it means I can spend more time painting. Yeah, I'm looking forward to Old World. Like, it's a different game. It'll be... I think I've found something in enjoying Warcry that I've played a lot lately. As you've seen, we've got the bat reps going after that. I'm just really excited to play other games as well as Age of Sigmar. I think that variety is really making me enjoy playing games a lot more. It makes everything more special when you play different games and you get different enjoyment out of all of them. A bit of water up on the top of my brush. Yeah. I do want to try and get some 8th Ed battle reports up and have some armies ready to go for when Old World hits. Table flip. Jump if you do you have Discord, man? Because if so, jump in my Discord. I'm always in there. I've got a Discord server linked in the description of the video. At least if you're not on Facebook, you can contact me through there. I can organize games. I can keep you in the loop of what's happening in the local area. Yeah, jump in my Discord server, send me a private DM, let me know, just introduce yourself, and you can send like Sinful Gaming a private DM when you jump in the server if you want. Introduce yourself, I'll chat to you once the stream's over, or maybe tomorrow, depending how late we finish. And yeah, we can organise catching up for a game, and I'll get you known to the community. We do use Facebook Messenger as well, so you don't need to have proper Facebook, I don't think, to have Messenger. So you have a Messenger group you can use there as well. But yeah, now the new edition's done and we're back out of our sort of lockdowns out of the state. We're looking to get some regular things happening there again. So yeah, if you're looking for games, I'm always up for games, mate. Yeah, easy. I don't know how much you're into AOS at the moment, but I run the Cinderful GT, which is the largest event in South Australia now. And we've got a couple of spots left for that. So if you're interested in coming to a large event in November, on the first weekend of November, we will have 44 players playing Age of Sigmar. You will be required to be having a fully painted army of 2,000 points to play. But yeah, if that's something you can do, we can chat about that as well. Excuse me for 1 sec, guys. I'm just going to quickly upload some videos. So I've got some work to do after this because we got another battle report I recorded today. Or the other day, sorry. I've just been editing battle reports, getting them all uploaded, so they'll start coming out over the next week or so. Got Gargants coming out on the channel, which will be fun. Had Gargants, and then we did a Hydra versus Beastclaw Raider game. And then today we just had a Hallowheart versus Beast of Chaos game go up, which was a ton of fun. I haven't played Hallowheart in a while, and I forgot how much it can do. Just to give you a hint of how that game goes. But yeah, so get these Cruel Boys all done. Once I finish doing this first layer of Orc skin, I can leave that, go do the wash, and come back and finish up these Oryx. And then once this slot here is done, we just got the 2 dudes here and the Swamp Cooler Shaman, and my 2 Stab Grots and the Pot Grot. The coolest models in the set there. Fair enough. Well, we can always chat about that, man. Like, it just needs to be done. Painted needs to be done to a minimum standard. So everything needs to have colors on it, and bases need to at least be painted a single color, if not have texture or sand or something on them. But yeah, we can chat all about that properly later. Be happy to organise and get you some games in for the community and get you into part of the community. What army do you have, though, by the way? If you don't mind me asking. Oh, you went with Seraphon. Nice. Cool army. So what'd you pick up for the start of your Seraphon army then? Nice. Yeah, third ed changed a bit, but I think for the better. So what are you sort of going with for your Seraphon? Have you gone for like a monster list, or are you going for... Or did you go for like more Hordy with like heaps of skinks or Saurus or stuff? So yeah, for those watching, let us know what hobby you're working on. Share with us what you've been doing hobby-wise. I'd love to hear from everyone. What have you all been keeping yourselves busy with? I'm just here painting up some Cruel Boys. Just getting the skin done on these guys so we can do. Oh, nice. So yeah, did you pick up like Croak and that sort of thing as well? I don't really think you can't go wrong with Seraphon at the moment. Like a bad Seraphon list is still a good army. Seraphon's really cool though. That allows you to play in like a lot of different ways. I really do like the Seraphon book and how it allows you to play with so many different sorts of armies. Such a versatile book that makes so many different units good within it. Nice. That's still a solid army, man. I definitely love to get some games in, man. Jay Durthy, hello, mate. Good to see. Hope you're doing well, buddy. Righty go, 911. I'm glad you're enjoying the Warcry stuff, mate. I've enjoyed playing Warcry again. I hadn't played it in ages, and we were just like, you know what? We've talked about doing other games, so we need to get another game on the channel. So we're like, well, we've got Warcry already, just sitting there, like it's done because we don't have to paint anything else, and so we started playing. And the brother that plays games with me, he's really enjoying it as well. He really likes Warcry. So yeah, you'll be seeing more of that. I think we've got another Warcry bat rep coming out tomorrow. It's getting hard to remember because we've a couple of days ahead now. I'm getting to that point where I want to be, where I'm like not making content for today or tomorrow. I'm making content for a couple of days from now. Which is good on my part. It puts a lot less stress on me getting stuff out. Yeah, man. I'm totally fine in giving you some practice games so you can learn the game before you have that painted army up. Like, no one will not play you in a regular game with a non-painted army. So totally fine with getting some games in against you, man, while you're learning and while you're getting it painted up. Events just require stuff to be painted because everyone's paying money to go to an event and play 5 games over a weekend. Tournaments have a painting requirement, not for you, but because it's respectful for your opponent to have taken the time on your army to put a painted army for your opponent to play against. That's how I like to view tournaments. Painting your army is never for you at a tournament. It's about your opponent and you giving them the correct experience, giving them that showing them you've taken that time to make their experience the best you can. That's always been my thing with painting an army. I think that's the right way to look at it. Nice. Yeah. That's a great reward. Additional points for the thing. We used to we had a 40k campaign. We ran it in my old GW store. This was for 6th and 7th ed mostly. And so the interesting rule we had in store was we used to have a rule in 40k called Preferred Enemy. This is where you got rerolls rerolls of 1s to hit against something. So you would have normally in the rules you would have Preferred Enemy Tyranids. And so again, your models against Tyranids would have reroll 1s to wound. You would get this on, say, something like Crimson Fist would get Preferred Enemy Orcs because they fought them all the time. But what we did is we had all painted models in our campaign got Preferred Enemy unpainted models. And it was great. So you got reroll 1s to hit against unpainted models if you're a painted model. It made such an arms race, and people buying these new busted units straight out the box would see them actually lose because the opponent's models would be rerolling 1s to hit against them, and you weren't sure. It's like, is this my unit bad or is this good? It was a really great system. I thought it was one of the best things I've ever seen in a community putting upon themselves because it didn't, you could still play really well and it wouldn't matter if you just didn't have time to play. But it also gave you that incentive to paint for that nice little edge where a game could be swung in your favor because you had the painted army. Yeah, no, completely agree, Gohan. It makes it more immersive when stuff's painted. But, for learning and for that new player, you never want to put the barrier up for new people coming to a games club of I'm not going to play you if you're not painted. I think it is a horrible stance. You should always be willing to play anyone. And, I think a big issue is people only going, I only want to play 2,000 points. You don't have 2,000 points. We don't want to play. Or forcing your opponent to model up a list that's terrible at 2,000 points just so they lose, just so you can play 2,000 points with your full army is horrible. If your opponent's only got 1,000 points of an army that works, play 1,000 points with them. Play 750 points, which I really love that it's a thing now. as with anything in the hobby, I am all about getting that next person through the door playing the game with me, because at the end of the day, it's another person. Yeah, you get that thing where they go, oh, you've got about 2,000 point models, they'll throw in 6 characters that don't work together, and they'll throw in minimum units and bulk up this unit and give this unit, all these extra things that cost more points, and it's not cool. It just makes that person go, oh, my army's shit. Path of Glory is great now as well. I will say, it is such a better system now than it used to be. Yeah, I think it's important. Yeah. Yeah, and it's why so many tournaments put painting restrictions on, because it stops a certain type of person going. I will say that right now. By putting painting restrictions on, it has that level of commitment to put into the game and expect something out. If you've spent that much time, you want an enjoyable experience as much as your opponent. I will also, whenever I TO, be extremely protective of my new players. I've gone to the event, to the time where I've purposely put new players against some of the, I guess, more upstanding members of our community in a tournament. You'll go oh, well, you're going to play this dude. This dude always gives everyone a great game. I will make the effort to go oh, I want this new player to play such and such because he's a great dude, and I know this game's going to go well because of it, and I know they're going to have a good experience playing against this guy and get off that right start. Yeah, like at the end of the day, I do this because I enjoy it. If I didn't enjoy this, I wouldn't do it. I have a lot of time for painting because it, it helps my channel. So you guys kick my butt though and get me to want to paint more stuff because I can't just sit here and do nothing, or I get, it's not exactly the most enthralling content. Warmer Hordes has a reputation for not having a great community. I will say I know people in South Australia that play it and are really good friends of mine. So AOS is very friendly. I think the game, how it started out, because of what it was originally, made for such a friendly community. And that's not to say there aren't that guy. There are that guys in every game. Regardless of how good you think your game is, there are that guys in there. And it's the same with good people. There are some really great communities for all things. Like I know some 40k communities that are absolutely fantastic. And I know some Age of Sigmar communities that are maybe not. All about the people you play with in the end, and it's about their community's attitude to how this all goes. I'm interested, and it's a big reason why some people have asked me to do 40k content, because I like to think I'm a friendly sort of environment. I'm generally a rather positive. I don't try to talk about negatives because they don't excite me. There's something negative, like if there's something I feel that should be said and criticism feel should be said, I will. But I don't want to get into negative stuff all the time and go, I hate this, because it just doesn't do anything for me. I'm not going to talk about it. Yeah, leagues are great. We'll say that as well. Table flip. We've got in Salisbury. There's planned to be a community, a Path Glory League starting up on the store. So we'll chat about that as well. But yeah, if you ever need a store to go to, I don't know whereabouts in SA you are, but definitely check out Dragon's Lair in Salisbury. That's a fantastic little store there if you want to meet someone to sort of. The store owner there, Pete, is a fantastic dude. You know what? I'm excited to show my happy hobby attitude into the 40k realm, and hopefully be a bit of a bright spark in it. Yeah, command abilities. Yeah, it's a really simple system. Once you get the hang of it, you'll be fine. Table flip. Pete is a really solid dude. Yeah, I'm good mates with Pete. We so funnily enough, how the Dragon's Lair community actually got started was I found out his store was opening, and just after the first sort of wave of COVID hit SA, and I actually played a few games against a few randoms. Like, funnily enough, one of my mates, Ash, I met him through the channel. He jumped in my Discord one day. He was just a random Adelaide person who'd watched some of the channel. I'd never sort of spoken about where I was from. He jumped in and he goes, "Oh, I'm from Adelaide, Australia." And so I'm like, "Oh, really?" And so I met him through there. And then during like COVID times, heaps of people found the Facebook pages for Age of Sigmar Australia, or people found their way to my channel, or even posting on one of the buy swap sell groups for Warhammer on Facebook. People looking for games and stuff. And yeah, that just me. Might be that's how you work as well, Jay. I think like I can read a set of rules and have no idea, and then all of a sudden, play a game and get that game instantly just by playing it. If I play one or two games or something, I've learned it. Doesn't matter what it is. I'm a very doing sort of person. If I do something, I learn it much easier. Tell you what, though, in Adelaide at the moment, it is freaking freezing today. Probably not freezing to some people in other parts of the world watching, but for Adelaide, this is really, really cold. I don't like it. Give me back my nice and beautiful 30-degree days, please. But yeah, so I'm glad though, Table Flip, you were able to. I did a hobby hangout tonight. I was umming whether I was going to do it tonight, but I'm glad I did. If you've just popped in and chatted to Pete, so made tonight well worth it. Yeah, painted Krill Boys. So these are Hobgrots. Got 40 of them to painting up. The idea is I want to paint it up so when the new Battleframe drops, we'll have Krill Boys on the channel ready to go. And then once these are done, or maybe before they're done, depending how quickly I get them done. Be looking to do some, get my Eastlings painted up for Friday. And yeah, my first game of Lord of the Rings, I am really, really excited for. I don't know why it's not letting me upload these videos to my thing. Maybe we'll disconnect from that. We'll try again. Trying to upload these videos to my Google Cloud, and it's just not being friendly with me at the moment. Let me upload my videos so I can make a battle report, please. Trying to get these to upload to my cloud so that I can get them on computer, and it's just been a bit of a butt at the moment. Finally. Oh man, Wolf Paws. Wow, that is a nice find. I have a couple of the old Dark Elves. So, funnily enough, for those who don't know, I'm not an old Dark Elf player. I did not play Dark Elves in Fantasy. I'm a Wood Elf player from Fantasy, through and through. Dark Elves were originally started with the Corsairs. I fell in love with the idea of the Black Hat Corsairs in Age of Sigmar, thanks to City of Secrets and Arrak Zenth, and then actually got into my Dark Elves by Rob from the Honest Wargamer did a thing where he played an army for a year. I'm like, I want to play an army for the year. And at the time, he was doing the stat show. And so there were all these armies that didn't have stats. And it's like, oh, someone's finally played Order Serpentis, which actually was my mate Biggie, who does the narrative show with me. And so from there, I decided to pick an army that no one had chosen, and I'm like, well, I really love the narrative for these. This looks cool. I've got a few of the models already. Let's do this. And so I picked up my Corsair army that I ran at CanCon. That went really well. Finished in the top half of the ladders with a full Scourge Privateer army, and that's how I got started with them. That's sort of what I built the whole channel on now. Really, it all started from me playing some Black Hat Corsairs. Yeah, Tomb Kings were awesome. I got Marathon Pegasus. She's in my Black Hat Corsair army. I took her to CanCon as just a regular sorceress. Got got a ton. I picked up a ton of like secondhand Dark Elves, so I've got a heap of like Dark Elf models that I just got secondhand. Yeah. What I find really easy with learning the game is I'll play a couple of games, like reading through the rulebook as we do stuff, and then I'll like go read the rules after I've played a couple of games, and I'll read the rules and be like, oh, I remember I did that. I remember I did that. And like everything will make sense after I've played it a couple of times, read it, and I'll be like, oh, I know all these things I did now. I know what I did and how I did them and why I did them. I think is a really easy way to sort of do it. Easy table flip. I will send you a message after. All right, mate. And we can catch up and organize a game. No worries, Wolf Wars. Have a good night, mate. We'll chat to you soon. So now that's done, we can put a wash on these orc skin. So some Biltown green when I find it. No worries, table flip. Have a good night, mate. We'll chat soon and organise a game, mate. Gargants are just cool, man. Can't not love them. Can't say I have Jade Ursu. But yeah, so I do need to get myself a Mega Gargant. The battle report I'm just uploading now, be out later in the week, is Mega Gargants on the channel. So I want to get my own army of them for the channel for me to have. That would be amazing to have as an army. Alrighty, so we're at that point where we start putting a wash down on these grots. Last of that aggressive shape. Oh, that was loud, and I am sorry. So just a matter of applying some wash to some grots now. So yeah, we're just now putting our wash, and these will be at least battle standard ready. And these will be battle ready once the wash is applied. Except this dude, I need to do something with his poison on his blade. But other than that, I'm going to be battle ready. 40 Hogrots done, and then we'll start working on the other pieces in the army. Just want to get them battle ready for now. I can always come back to them later and work on them a bit more, put some layers on the skin and stuff like that, and highlight. But we're just going to get ready just so we can get some bat rapes up to start with. That's the plan. And yeah, we'll have my Eastlings next up on the paint desk. If you're joining us, let us know where you're joining us from, what you're hobbying on, and what you're up to. Going for a little while now, painting these hobgrots and, well, the Kruleboyz in general. It's up to applying a nice, good wash of Agrex Earthshade all over the hobgrots and all the other colours that aren't skin. Oh, that sucks, man. Yeah, definitely not on my end because I'm getting messages fine. Internet's working all good on my end. Believe me, I know about internet troubles. Rick Holmes, good morning. I'm assuming America, I would say. That's morning in America at the moment, isn't it? Or at least somewhere around there, that part of the world. Good morning, mate. Zombie Dad from Brisbane, finishing up some zombies. Awesome, man. Oh, Rick Holmes? Yeah, this is totally a side project, mate. Order is my go-to. Cities of Sigmar and Stormcast are my main armies. So I definitely play a lot in Order. This is definitely just a I want to get this army painted. Pick them up. They're cool models. I've never really been much of an Orc person until the Kruleboyz came out, and they some cool models. So plus, you know, they came in the other half of my starter box of my Dominion boxes I grabbed. So, well, Dominion box. I only grabbed one. Yeah, I know a little bit of Seraphon. Why? What are you interested exactly for Seraphon? Hit away with your question you have. Always happy to help. Honestly, with skinks, go the range at all times. Go your bolt spitters because they give you a better threat range. Because the best way to use skinks and the way they do all their damage really is by getting the skink priest to do his blessing on them. They don't really do much if you don't have that blessing. They're not really going to do much, so it doesn't really matter other than that. So I'd always take the range. Yeah, I would always just do the bolt spitters. The longest range you can, most attacks out of it, always the best option. Because, yeah, the other weapon options without that buff, they just don't do enough anyway. So, yeah, always bolt spitters. Always for the extra range and the extra attacks. Because you're trying to get that Skink Priest to do the blessing on them to give them the prayers, the mortal wounds on 6s. Is where they really do their damage from. Vinny, hello, and Jada, ciao later, man. Hope you have a good night or good day. Yeah, good day. You're over in Europe, so good day. No worries, Zombie Dad. Have a good night, mate. Ciao for dropping by. Yeah, so. Yeah, that would be my advice, Rick. Let's just get those extra range. Whew. Alrighty, we're slowly getting there with Hobgrots. I've got these 2 drummers. I'm going to put some other color on. Knew there was a reason I had Rackar Flesh out. Just top of the drum skin. Hades, hello, mate. I am good. Yourself, mate? I'm just painting up my crew, boys. How are you, mate? Also, Vinny, I saw you in the chat there. You should be able to use, as a YouTube member, you should be able to use the new little emojis in the chat if you're a YouTube member. We got some done, so there should be some emojis available to use for our chat members. I'll have a quick try from my end. I am painting crew boys, mate. Yeah, well, I've got, just due to like the 2 boxes, I've got 3 battle line because we know the Bolt Boys will be battle line in one of the sub factions. So yeah, I think that's it. So yeah, our YouTube members, you should be able to use the new emote. So I'll double check. hopefully they're working. But there should be, yep, they are up. So we've got 3 little emojis that everyone in our chat can use. It should pop up. Yep, there we go. Awesome. The emojis work. I totally don't see them in the chat that I've got up though. That sucks. But yeah, all our YouTube members get the cool little emojis. Just something I did for everyone who helps support the channel. So enjoy. Cheers, Hades. Yeah, Ariana does amazing work for us. Lady Witch Fox Art. She does so much cool stuff for the channel. Can't wait to see what we're going to do because we've got obviously Lord of the Rings happening soon. So we're going to have some Lord of the Rings art done. I do. I do take a break. So generally, like the way I do is I will record multiple days worth of content and we release it. News videos do not take me long to put out. So they just come out as we get news. But I enjoy my hobby, Rick. So I wouldn't do anything I don't enjoy. But yeah. Vinny, I am well, thank you, mate. How are you? And so yeah, as well, Greenwich Gaming for all our YouTube members, anyone with the emojis as well, you can use them on any live stream, on any premiere, and you can also use them in your comments on the channel. And they're available to everyone to use in the Discord server, so anyone can use them in Discord. But just something nice. It's not much, but you know, give a little back to the people who help support the channel. In that little extra way, because obviously everyone watching helps support the channel so much. Without watchers, there's no channel. I'm glad people like listening to me ramble on. Yeah, I think we'll get plenty of Death Levels. I think we'll get most armies with Battle Tome. I wouldn't be surprised to see Bone Reapers get a Battle Tome update in White Dwarf. It just doesn't seem like there's Battle Tome around the corner for them. However, I wouldn't be surprised to see a new Nighthaunt Codex or Battle Tome, whatever you want to call it. Book Battle Tome Codex, same thing. Same, different. Same, but different. Yeah, I think the app is the main driving reason why they put the Stormcast stuff in that back. They want to sort of release that as one bundle. But you know what? I think we got our point across to them. People got their point across to them. It's like, I don't care if stuff's running late. I expect it to. I expect there to be delays and all of that. No problem with that at all. I just like to be told and not to have it sort of hidden from me. That was my big gripe with the whole GW thing. Not that it was happening, is that we weren't told and it was sort of hidden. That's my gripe with that. So. Nice. Yeah, I'm a little bit disappointed because obviously, it gave me a few extra days to use these. Nice to see you using your little emojis there, Vinny. And we'll be getting more because we just hit 10 YouTube members the other day, so which means I can get more done. So we'll be getting some more emojis. If people can think of some funny emojis they think that suit the channel, definitely hit up your ideas. Hit us up with ideas for them. I don't know. Stupid stuff I say or stupid stuff I've said. Or other little cool Warhammer emojis. I think the ones we've got so far are pretty neat. I will be back in a second, everyone. Green Ridge Gaming, back everyone, by the way. Sorry about that. I don't know. Like, I used them in a game. I played Daughters of Cain against them, and they were solid, like really solid. The ability to make them do two mortals on 5s is really, really good. They can have 2 shots each, so they can be doing like 4 mortal wounds out of unit 3. Like, they were solid. Yeah. I was really happy with what they did on the table when I used them in my first game. So yeah, I don't know where they are. They were decent when I used them. Just we'll see as we get more games. I get more games in with them. Yeah, that's exactly what I ran. I ran the 6 with the Shaman next to them, and they did work. They probably were one of my major units. Like the 3-inch range is huge. Like the new board size, you got to remember, like 24 inch is over half the board now. They'll be reaching whatever they want at 24-inch. No, can't say I've really played a lot. I've played a little bit. I'm not much of a video games person, in all honesty. I maybe play a bit of Skyrim and play video games here and there, but I don't generally do a lot of them. Video games for me are normally like my relaxing when I'm about to head to bed or something like that. So I normally play on my Switch. So that's the extent of games I play. Yeah, and the Monster Killer Bolt Thrower does look really, really fun. Yeah, so Crawl Boys should be a ton of fun for a new army for the channel, and having 2K of them painted up straight away on launch would be really cool. I'm just going to go get some texture paint. Depending on the weather tomorrow, I might even pop out tomorrow to go get some. So we've got these Cruel Boys, then I've got my Lord of the Rings I want to get done, and then I would like to get my Black Templars ready for Codex launch or Codex supplement launch. So we're going to have some 40k to play. Got a glimpse by Git's army I'm going to paint up as well. And so yeah, we're almost done these Hobgrots up to battle ready standard, just putting the last wash on, and they'll be battle ready at least. We can finish off these characters here. We've got this dude, so they're pretty much done, these two. They've just got to be their base is done, but we'll leave their bases for now. So we're just gonna do the tongue on this thing and like all the heads. Yeah, so that'll be the next project. So I've got a Gloomspike Gits army I'm going to paint up for a friend as well. So that'll be in my next sort of lots to do. I mean, I only need to buy for. You mean for Dominion Hades? So the only one that's actually missing its command model. Well, the Gut Rippers are sort of, but like the Bolt Boys, you get one commander. I mean, it's not easy to paint up a commander to look like one. But I'll probably pick up a box of the normal Bolt Boys. Even just do something simple like painting a white hand. Oh, the starter sets. Yeah, I haven't properly looked at them yet. I'm waiting for the battle teams to come out before I do like my video on like how to get started with those starter sets and refresh that whole line of videos on the channel for that. Look, if Chaos Dwarves end up being a whole faction, I'll be really excited. I think the aesthetic that Chaos Dwarves had with Forge World never really fitted in properly with the old world. They always seem too over techy and stuff for me for the old fantasy world, but they fit so well in Age of Sigmar. It's not funny. They are a fantastic Age of Sigmar style army. I think I'll be really excited to see them and see that aesthetic brought into Age of Sigmar because I think it fits really, really well. Favorite unit in Cruel Boys, or I think it has to be the Bolt Boys. They look really cool. Them or the Gnashtooth, the war boss on Gnashtooth. I think he's a really cool model. Killer bosses on foot look really nice as well. I'm a big fan of the Cruel Boys models in general. Like the big giant birdie is really cool. I'll be grabbing the extrema set for the train, I think. No worries, Rick. Have a good morning, mate. Probably signing off soon myself. No worries, Rick. Have a good morning, mate, and I'll chat to you soon. Don't forget, people, if you're watching, to drop a like on the video to help other people find the channel and come hang out and chat with us all next time. Victor, hello there. I can't remember the Banner model being in the Bolt Boys. Hades. I remember that. You sure? Let's have a look. have a look now. Victor, oh, you play with the Ogroid. I'm having a look now. So the banner is for... All right. So the banner is for the Bolt Boy boss. It's not a banner bearer. So you could easily make that into something else. You do, for the unit of Gut Rippers, though, have a Hornblower and a banner in there. So, yeah. Okay. You are technically correct. But yeah, that's easy fix for me, because I'm going to have a unit of 9 Bolt Boys in the army, so... and probably more Gut Rippers, and probably Gut Rippers in units of 20. So I'll probably grab 2 boxes of Gut Rippers and a box of Bolt Boys and just add that to my force. That'll probably be how I go about fixing that issue. Yeah, so there's no banner in the Bolt. He has a banner on him, but he's not a banner bearer. He's the Bolt Boy's boss. I get where you got what you're saying. The Gut Rippers, though, I just went back and checked the article. The Gut Rippers, though, do have a banner and a Hornblower in their unit, which is fine. I want them in units of 20 anyway, so... Yeah. Gut Rippers ones are easy to fix. I mean, they're spearmen, so you could easily turn one of them into a banner bearer. The new big, like, they look like first edition 40k Terminators. They are Annihilators. Oh, yeah, they're going to be hard. I love my Ogre. He's my favorite model from the range. I want to get a Myrmidon to use in Warcry. Yeah. Alright, so we're going to work on this Swamp Cooler Shaman now. Once that's dry, we'll put the washers on him. But time to pick out all the metal on this, so I need some lead belcher. Give me a sec, I will just simply copy this. It's in one of the preview videos from ages. I'll just copy the link to Warhammer Community for you there. There you go. The link I just put in the chat is the whole article for you. Thanks everyone for joining. This has been a really, really solid night. I'm getting a lot of hobby done, and I don't think I'm going to stop soon. I may just take a quick break in a second to go make coffee. Well, maybe after this is finished. Probably not a coffee, probably a cup of tea or a nice hot Milo. If you don't know what a Milo is, if you're from another part of the world, Milo is like a malty chocolate beverage. It is delicious. And every good Australian loves a good Milo, a nice hot Milo. Or a cold Milo. Cold Milos can be delicious as well. I like the intro to YouTube. I'm terrible with sound audio. I will have to fix that and have a look. I don't know. Who knows? But I don't care. Milo is delicious. I'll have a look at that, Victor, and see what I can do. I will definitely have a look at the sound stuff, man. Oh. That's cool though, Jamlet. I mean, that's the idea behind it. It's supposed to be a recognizable thing. Look at me, Luke Stone, children's entertainer. Uh, 20, I think. Pretty sure it's 20. Yeah, pretty sure it's 20. Double check, but I'm pretty sure that's right. Okay, my drawing load. Just quickly do a little bit of thing. This is I knocked one of my models and its arm came off. I think they're mostly just slaves. They're just a cheap chaff unit for the cruel boys. I think their full release will come in the mentioned Chaos Dwarves. Okay, draw my lord fixed. Now big metal spikes. I'm just checking what these things on the back were. Be interesting if Oathbreakers are destruction. If Chaos Dwarves were destruction and not chaos. And so we don't get Chaos Dwarves, we get Oathbreakers. I don't know. Be interesting. I don't know. Maybe it was just something they added as like a cheap chaffy unit. I don't know. All I know is I've now got 40 of them painted up. Yeah. I mean, we haven't seen the full battle time, so there might be some way to make them work. Who knows? Yeah, I would love to get actual proper Nash Tooth calves. That would be sweet. I mean, we're not getting everything first off. It'll be cool to see what we get in the future with Cruel Boys. Because we're quite obviously not getting everything. They've said no more units for both armies now, so. Yeah, who knows? Maybe we'll get another second wave of Cruel Boys. But everyone, I think that's going to be it for tonight. I've been going for 2.5 hours. It's getting late over here in Adelaide. It is half an hour to midnight, so I'm going to call it a night there. Thank you all for coming, watching, hobbying, and hanging out. We will be back tomorrow night for a long one tomorrow night. That'll be fun. Get some more hobby done. But once again, everyone, thanks for coming and watching, hanging out, and chatting. It's been great. Stay safe, everyone. Stay well. Most of all, keep fighting that war against Grey. Ciao for now.